Yo, everyone, welcome back to the channel. For today's video, we're going to be starting our brand new series where every single day I'm going to be live on stream. At the start of my stream, I'm going to be giving you guys a specific warm-up drill to go through a specific topic. I'm not going to give you guys a generic warm-up. It's not going to be shoot 100 bots. No, we're going to be working on specific problems, how we can work through specific stuff, some in-game, some out-of-game. Today, we're going to be going through one of my favorite topics, something called controlling the gunfight. Okay, what is controlling the gunfight? Controlling the gunfight is making sure that you are basically taking favorable gunfights, being smart about it, and kind of just making sure you're not just over challenging and ego challenging every gunfight. We're being a bit more strategic with it. This is one of my most important tips and tricks I have for people. And people say, how do you practice it? And here we go today. So what we're going to do is set up a map on Babylon. The reason I choose Babylon is because it's a bit open. You can kind of finesse around a little bit, and we're going to get into it why it's an important map to do that in. The next thing is I go for Arv versus 4 bots. We do a team deathmatch. Why? Because team deathmatch is basically 4v1. If I do 3-4, everyone's versing each other. I want this to be more focused where all the enemies are against me. This is incredibly important in Warzone. This is how I practice solo squads as well, but it still applies in multiplayer and rank play. Okay, so now we're going to go through, and all we're going to do is just a normal 1v4. These are the setups I changed, put in 20 minutes, 500 score. One other thing I did as a tip from a subscriber, which I really want to thank, is if you go to gameplay, I've actually turned field upgrades off, because if you guys seen the recent field upgrades, they kind of glitch, so everyone has jammers, right? So I want to make sure I have my minimap on, and then we have directional. Okay, so now we're going to get into it, and I'm going to show you guys what we're going to focus on. So the biggest thing we're going to focus on, the biggest thing I'm going to focus on is taking 0 damage. I want to try and take 0 damage, and also I want to try and isolate the gunfights. Okay, so these are the two things I want you guys to focus on. We want to take 0 damage, so we want to make sure we don't get shot, and we want to isolate gunfights. So I'm going to show you how I do it. I'm going to start off with, I might get shot in the start because I want to show you guys what I mean, but this is what most people do. Okay, this is what most people do when they're playing, when I'm coaching. This is what people do. Okay, they see people here and they say, right, they're all there, I'm going to run like this. So they're going to slide out like this, and they start going and they start sliding like this. Okay, you see how we're in the fight there, you see how we're in the moment. It's just, we're always going to get traded, and this is something I always see when I'm coaching people. Everyone's in the action like that. So what they do, they see this guy, they're going to go for him, ego chow, go for this guy, ego chow, and then they go back, and you see it's like, look, right now I'm in the middle of stuff, right? This isn't how I want to play. I want to play smarter. So now we're going to take a step back. I don't know where that nade came from. No, this was a part of it, like, so I'm showing you guys what I'm saying. You know, I'm showing you guys what people would normally do. Okay, so now I'm going to show you how I would like to play. So in this situation, we're going to start with a sub. It's all about isolating gunfights. So as I go across now, you see this first player. We're going to take our time. We're going to go through. So you see there's 2 people here. So I'm going to back away, back away, back away. And again, this is just a practice. I want to isolate the gunfights. So there's one. Now I've killed him. I'm going to back away. Kill the second, back away again. Reposition. Get out of there. And you can see it's very difficult. Very, very difficult because of how... These are 4 veteran bots. So now I'm going to give myself some self-feedback and say, right, I want to make sure I'm not trapped in the corner. So now we get the kill. We're reposition. This guy's going to try by himself. Kill that guy. Get out of there again. Now, it looks simple, and it isn't the most complicated thing in the world. But what you do is you build good habits. You build good habits. And right now, I go through, kill that guy out in the open, back away, reposition. And if you can get used to this, the ability to reposition and isolate opponents. This guy's by himself. He's by himself, so we're going to go through and try and isolate him. Get the kill, back away. And if you can just get used to kind of repositioning, being annoying, isolating opponents, get that kill, back away. This guy's by himself, get that kill. Now we back away again. This guy's on my left there. So you see we're taking quite a lot of damage right now. So this isn't what we want to do. So again, got to back away and isolate. And just the ability to reposition and play smarter is really, really important. It's something I've... Oh, so right, there's 2 of them. And you see we get caught right there. That's important. So right there, I got caught from the right and from the left there. And it's because I've trapped myself in a corner. So you want to be a bit smarter with, again, your position. You want to make sure you're consistently repositioning. It's very, very important. So we're going to go across again, back away. This time I'm going to try my best to not get shot again. This guy's by himself, so we can take the gunfight. There's one. This guy's, see they're coming through again, so I'm going to go around here, and we get caught again. So it's a really bad play, we get caught again. And this is just a really good way of working on your positioning. I'm going to get an AR out right now. I'm going to get an AR out, and we're going to go through it. Then we're going to go through controlling the gunfight a little bit more detail. But again, I just want to go through different drills every single day, and today's one is going to be about repositioning, being effective, and just isolating the gunfight. So now we have an AR. It should be a little bit easier. We're going to try and find these gunfights one by one. So we're going to go through here. You see they're all together here. See they're all together here. So our job is to kind of isolate once again.
Got a hostile.
There's one. Back away. Reposition again. And now I can see I'm kind of getting cornered. So I'm going to go through. This guy's by himself there. I'm going to go around, go around, go around. That does not count. Another one down. Back away. And do you see how we're not having 1v4s, we're having 1v1s? This is what you want, just generally, whether you're playing Warzone or multiplayer. So we quickly kill this guy, back away. So again, they're chasing me, so I'm going to back away again. And this isn't really what I want, so once again, back away. If you can get used to this, just being disciplined in the gunfights and really, really isolate them, I believe you have a really good way of playing. Look, we get that kill, back away. Okay, now it's 2v2, so we're going to try and kill that quickly, and we're dead. It actually shows you that you get punished when you make that mistake. We were playing a lot better there, we weren't dying, and then we overcommit and we get punished. So that's kind of the first thing I wanted to talk about in terms of how you guys can practice. Just, I like doing a 1v4 with veteran, having a gunfight, backing away, repositioning, having another gunfight to this guy's hair, and we're dead. So we actually get punished quite a lot. That's the first thing, okay? So if you guys can practice that, you see when you play up to 20 kills, I don't want to take too long on it. I just want to show you guys, I'll probably do 1 or 2 drills a day for different things, but you can do up to 50. And what you get good at is the ability to just isolate gunfights, the ability to reposition, isolate gunfights, and not overcommit. Okay, so that's the first one. The next one we're going to go through is, what should we go through? What should we go through? Chat, is anyone struggling with anything specific? We're going to do 2 drills a day. So we're going to go for the first person in the chat. Give me something you're struggling with, a specific mechanic or specific thing you're struggling with. It could be anything, in-game or out of game. It could be like reading spawns, so which is a bit more out of game. It could be mechanics. You guys tell me. S&D? Okay, so this, to be honest with you, is good for S&D. What I just showed you is actually really good for S&D. What I would do, the only difference is, honestly, instead of doing it on Team Deathmatch, actually put it on S&D. Put it on S&D and go in the map. So we'll do that. We'll do that. So right now, let's say we're really struggling with S&D, okay? We're really, really struggling with S&D. I would say, right, let's go on Hacienda, okay? And I would say, right, I'm going to put it on Search and Destroy, the exact same thing on Search and Destroy now. And again, just the exact same thing. The exact same thing, but this time what I'm going to do is just put the radar on. The reason we put radar on again is just to allow us to play with information and how we play about it, okay? So we're going to go through and put directional, we'll put upgrades off, same thing, okay? This time, the biggest thing, because we have radar on, it's going to allow us, again, think about the timing here. Timing is everything in S&D. So with radar on, we're actually able to see where we get to places and where they would be as well. So same thing. So Lycra said he wants help in S&D. In S&D, a lot of the time it is about getting information, making a play and backing away and utilizing your numbers. I feel like the biggest reason people struggle in S&D from my experience is they play too separate. There's so many areas people could be hiding. And when you play separate, you're just giving them chances all the time, okay? So let's say we're playing S&D, we're really struggling, okay? Think about off the break now. I could get to a spot. So I'm like, okay, I spawn here. I could get to a spot. I know the bots aren't going to be moving at full speed, but you can roughly work on your breaks and different breaks. So right now I get here and I can see, right, when I get here, they get around there. Okay, cool. So they might be a little bit slower. They get around there. So we get 1 kill, back away. Okay, reposition. And again, just work on things like this. Now, will this happen in game? No. But you can work on this. You can isolate. And to be honest with you, it's actually not a bad representation of how a team was set up. You could do a 1v4 like we're doing now, and this is likely how a team could set up. They could have 2 around B, 1 around A. Of course, they're not moving as much. You see, we go through, we're going to go across. We know where he is again. So we go across right now, we get this kill. Back away, reposition. Just work on your fundamentals and really think about the map as if it's real opponents. Say, right, what are they doing now? So they're actually moving like real opponents, which is really interesting. And this is how they would move. They would go there. So maybe we could watch this pinch here. And again, this is like real play. So right now, if I didn't have the radar, I wouldn't know they're there. You see, we hold it, we play this when we get the kill. And now the last guy wouldn't know where he is, so I'd maybe stay here. But he's actually around the B area. And again, of course, we're playing with bots. If you really want to, you can turn the radar off, have a look. But this is actually, I like the radar on because you actually see how people would play. Now, right now in the 1v1, I wouldn't know where he is, right? But you can see he's around there. So what I would probably do if I didn't know where he was is probably back away, maybe play a corner like this. But then I'll be like, oh, I didn't see where the bomb is. And now I'm panicking. And you see we get good timing, okay? So right there again, you see this, again, it's a bot. So they're not going to be really great, right? But I actually think it's a really good representative, like practice. I really, really do. And you see it right there. In that round alone, I was like, okay, so what could I have worked on? What did I notice? I noticed that when I got the bomb down, they rotated from middle. Okay, so maybe I should have pushed through their side. Right there, when I got the bomb down, maybe I should have planted somewhere else where I could have seen it. And you give yourself these feedback loops. Okay? So now same thing. What I'm going to do this time now, on the defense side, is I'm going to get my knife out, and I'm going to run through middle, and I'm going to open the map and see where they go. Okay, I'm going to actually, yeah, we'll do that in the next round. I'll show you something else. So we're going to see where they go. So we're going to see the timings as well. Again, I know they're not going to be running with a knife out, bunny hopping, but we're just going to see the timing wise roughly where they go and what happens there. So we go through here and look at that. They're going through middle. They definitely took a bit long there. Going to hold this area here. There's one. You see one more there. Another one down. I expect them to be on the left here. You see, hold it like that. And again, just playing your life. See, right, what can I do now? Well, I've seen someone on the left. Imagine if you had no radar on, you go through, they're probably going to be planting here. Go across, think he's going to be planting there. Practice your nade spots, for example. Now we're practicing our retakes, but how can we retake it? Again, the bots are just playing completely lost here. But you could practice certain scenarios, okay? And the bots are just not doing what I wanted them. I wanted them to be a little bit more chaotic there. They're not. But I just think it's a really, really good way of doing it. So yeah, but yeah, that's how I would improve. It's just about finding out what you're struggling with and working through it. Another thing you could do is put it on 6v6 and go in the Concaster and just look at the timings of things. Look at the timings of things, what bots do as habits, and try to start understanding the game like that. So those are just ways I would improve. I'm really struggling with search and destroy. I said, you know what? I'm going to put it on 1v4. I would actually have no radar on. This is to start. This is kind of like playing with a handicap. I would have the radar on, but then I would turn the radar off and just try 1v4 like veteran bots, and you work on your timings a lot. So if you're struggling with the search and destroy, that's what I'll do. I'll literally go into a bot game, say, right, what map am I really struggling with? I don't expect to win the game, but what I want to work on is getting a kill, repositioning, getting a kill, repositioning, getting a kill, repositioning. And if you could put it on a 1v4 situation against veteran bots without the radar, you're going to start to try and work on your anticipation and your predictions, okay? So we're going to do one round, for example, on... Let's do dealership. Let's just do one round on dealership. And what we're going to do is we're going to just turn off radar, okay? And we're going to play it normally. Again, you actually might win some rounds here. Depending on your level as well. If you're, say you're like a gold player and you're really struggling with 1v4 veteran, just say, I'm still going to do 1v4, but I'm going to put them on regular or something like that, right? And just work on like your decision making and stuff like that. So right now we're going to go through. We're going to say, right, this is a 1v4. We're going to do one round, then we'll end the video. And we're going to see, what do we do here? We're playing 4 veteran bots here, okay? And again, things you're going to work on is your timing, your equipment usage, stuff like that. So off the break here, I feel like, okay, I'm going to bang out middle.
Guns up, destroy the objective.
As soon as I get a kill, I'm going to back away. So I get here first. As soon as I get a kill, I'm going to back away.
That's a bad guy. Now we begin.
Reposition round. Timing wise, they should have pushed the left if they were going to. Back away again. I got 2. So now I know that no one's through the left. I'm going to back away. Maybe one's pinching. I'm going to wait. Play a bit more patient here. Just talk to yourself. Just have a thought. Right, what do I do here? Well, I've got a minute and a half. Still got a lot of time here. See, the rules are obviously different. I should have put it on that, but it's okay. So I've got some time. You know, I'm actually going to let it play out. I'm going to wait in my head to a minute. If I don't see anyone after a minute, I'm out. And then I can see, right, is this a good play, bad play? Still got time. Okay, so they might be set up a bit more compact. I haven't seen anyone in a minute. If they were going to flank, it might have been now. I'm going to wait till 50 seconds. I feel like they could flank here. Just going to play it really patient. The longer you take, though, the more risk it is as well. I'm going to wait. If I see no one, I'm going to make a move on 50. Don't see a single thing right now. Did I see someone? I don't think I did. All right, I feel like I want to go B. I feel like it's a bit safer. So I'm going to go around here. Okay, any doors open? No doors are open. They might not push through. There's one. Okay, I'm out of there. I have time to wrap around real quickly. So the other one might be coming through middle. I have to plant their side real quick. Oh, there he is. I'm gonna quickly go through the vent here. I don't have a lot of time. I have to really quickly get out of there. I feel like he might be going to A here, the bot. Okay, I've got shit on. It's got fried. Okay, but that round, for example, I was able to learn about timings and this and that, and like just work on that reposition. That bot outplayed me. The bot, bro, Shelton had my number, bro. Shelton was like, I know your move off. I've watched your videos. Shelton, wow, Shelton just turned on me, bro. I got turned on by a bot. Anyways, that's just how I would practice, okay? So I'd say, you know what? Right there, did you see how we were able to consistently reposition? I thought that was good. I thought it was great, being able to back away, play your life, and things like that, okay? So those are the 2 things we worked on today. One is, I think repositioning was a key theme there today. Repositioning in general about after getting fights, because I feel like a lot of the time, think about what is the most important thing. Whenever you watch a pro play or talk, what do they always talk about? They always talk about trades. They always talk about trades, right? Trade your gunfights, trade this, trade that. So to counter trades, to make it harder for your opponent to trade you, you need to reposition. And that's what we went through today, okay? And the next one, search and destroy, and we kind of use them together. So those are two things to help you improve. The key point was repositioning effectively. Make sure when you get a kill, you're playing hard to kill and being annoying. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, drop a like, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys on tomorrow. Peace.